Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Blue Bridge. And today I'm talking about Lukaku, and have we finally got rid of this parasite? So, Lukaku, when are we going to get rid of this guy? I said at the beginning, have we finally got rid of this parasite? The answer is no, we haven't got rid of this guy. First of all, there was optimism this morning when they said that they were willing to let him go, even if it's on a loan deal. I'd prefer to get rid altogether and get him out of the club. But he's severed ties with everybody. First of all, he destroyed his relationship with Inter Milan by negotiating with Juventus behind their back, and then he upset Juventus by saying he didn't want to go there anymore. He's been looking for suitors all over the world, but nobody's having him apart from Saudi. But he feels that he's not ready for Saudi. I don't know why. That's probably his level now. And so now Roma have come into the frame and they would like him. Apparently, the only good thing about this Roma deal is that they'll be willing to pay all his wages. If that's the case, at least we'll get his wages off our books for a year. Optimism was that it will be with an obligation to buy, but in the last hour, I'm hearing that there's no obligation clause in there. So we're gonna be stuck with this scenario again next season. This drama. Is he the worst? Pound for pound, he's the worst signing for Chelsea ever. And that's the thing with a lot of our fan base saying that now that we haven't got Elise and Kudus is off the books, and people are saying, oh, I'll get this player or get that player or whatever. We need to do our dealings right. So if the club have sort of done extensive research and found out that there's nobody available on the market who can fit the way that we want to play, then I don't want them to be just buying a striker or a 10 or whatever just because that person's available. You know, that's a mistake we made with Lukaku. We bought Lukaku in because at the time we couldn't get Haaland. We wanted a striker, and we just didn't. We didn't really do our due diligence on Lukaku. Was Lukaku really keen? The thing is, he wasn't even keen to come to Chelsea in the first place. He did want to stay at Milan, and the case was that if they'd matched our wages, then he would have stayed anyway. Do we want that sort of player at our club? No, we want players who are committed to the badge, who want to play for Chelsea. And so it proved. Within 4 months or 6 months of him being here, he was making up noises about wanting to go back to Inter Milan. I backed him. You know, I didn't want him. Haaland was my first choice, but I did back him. I thought, if he can come back and perform, then he can score our goals for us. But he let us down, let me down. He let a lot of people down, there was a lot of people who didn't want him here in the first place. And to think I defended this guy for a while, and now we're seeing him for what he really is. And good riddance to him. I just wish that he just gets as far away from this club as possible. And we really need to look at the profile of a player, not just the ability. I keep saying to guys, not just the ability, but what he offers for the club. Because there's talk about this Cherky guy as well coming in. I don't know, and as a player, he looks excellent, but there are things about him apparently. His character, which come into doubt. I don't know if it's true or not, but if it's things that the club have looked at and thought he's not the right profile, that's probably why we're not going in for him. And as I said, I don't know the full ins and outs of the player. I leave that up to the club to try and do their due diligence on anyone that we are looking to sign. So it's not just as simple as, yeah, great baller, get him in. There are other facets to look at when we're signing a particular player. And going on from there now, if we look at strikers available, obviously we need to fill in that role of a striker or 10, especially if Broha doesn't come back as the player he was after his injury. But you're looking around and Who is there? Who's on the market? There is a dearth of attacking talent out there at the moment. We're struggling to find somebody who's top notch as a striker. And Ballack was right when the comments he made when addressing Virgil van Dijk a couple of years ago, where he said Virgil van Dijk is very lucky to play in an era where there is no Drogba, Lampard, Alan Shearer, Henry, Rooney, Van Persie, Tevez, Adebayor and Diego Costa in the Premier League. No wonder they think he's the best defender in the league. And then if you look at it now, who we got out there? You know, if Chelsea were to look at some players, some strikers to bring in, who would you look at? If it's all bars, you know, the only players that you think will come in and be an instant success at Chelsea, you're probably, as an out-and-out 9, you're obviously looking at Haaland, who's not gettable at the moment. You're looking at Harry Kane, obviously he's not available. You're probably looking at maybe Mbappe, let's play out wide. Even Lewandowski at his age would do better than a lot of players out there. So there are probably about 10 or 11 strikers there you could say, yeah, I'll take one of those. But a lot of them you're looking at now, there's not a lot in that pool to choose from. Even someone like Ivan Toney, who I like, Brentford are looking at 80 million, they're quoting 80 million for him. Another one who I think is decent, you know, not brilliant but decent, is Ollie Watkins, and you'll be looking at 70 million for him or whatever. So Osimhen is 140 million or something ridiculous, the quotes we looked at. So if you look at what is out there at the moment, there's not a lot. So that's why, you know, and I was looking at Chelsea's goal scorers in the last 7 years, after Diego Costa scored 20 goals for us. Since then, nobody has hit the double figures, and that's embarrassing. Not double figures, no one's hit 20 goals. And, you know, 2 seasons now, we've had 2 people who hadn't hit double figures. You know, we had one season where the highest goal scorer was Jorginho with 7 pens. Last year, I think it was Havertz with 7 goals. That's not good enough for a club like Chelsea. But as I said, who's out there? All right, your turn. Stick it in the comment section. Who would you get as a elite striker? Somebody who you think can guarantee us goals. Even I'm not even asking for 20. I'm asking for 14, 15. Is there anyone out there you think can get us 14 or 15 goals? Stick it in the comment section below. And you know, I don't want to mention, you know, like the ones I said, just Haalands and Kanes are not gettable. Someone who's gettable, affordable, decent price, who can get us the goals. Who would your choice be? Let me know in the comment section below. And don't forget, as always, guys, to like, subscribe, turn on all post notifications to be notified every time I make a new video. So take care. Bye-bye.